Here Today. A love song to John, written very shortly after he died. I was remembering things about our relationship, about the million things we'd done together, from just being in each other's front parlors or bedrooms, to walking on the street together, or hitchhiking. Long journeys together, which had nothing to do with the Beatles. I was thinking of all these things in what was then my recording studio in Sussex. Before it was made into a studio, it was just a little house with a small room upstairs, with bare wooden plank floors and bare walls. And I had my guitar with me, so I just sat there and wrote this. It started, as it so often does, with finding something nice on the guitar, in this case, a lovely chord. I just found that chord and pushed down from that. That was the dock, and I could push the boat out and finish the song. There's one line in the lyric I don't really mean. Well, knowing you, you'd probably laugh and say that we were worlds apart. I'm playing to the more cynical side of John, but I don't think it's true that we were that distant. But you were always there with a smile. That was very John. If you were arguing with him and it got a bit tense, he'd just lower his specs and say, "It's only me," and then put them back up again, as if the specs were part of a completely different identity. What about the night we cried? That was in Key West, on our first major tour to the U.S., when there was a hurricane coming in and we couldn't play a show in Jacksonville. We had to lie low for a couple days, and we were in our little Key West motel room. We got very drunk and cried about how much we loved each other. I was talking to someone yesterday who was telling me that if he cried, his father would say, "Boys don't cry, you mustn't do that." My dad wasn't like that, but that was the attitude. Male people do not cry. I think now it's acknowledged that it's perfectly a good thing to do, and I say, God wouldn't have given us tears if he didn't mean us to cry. I heard somewhere recently, why can't men say, "I love you" to each other? I don't think it's as true now as it was back in the 50s and 60s, but certainly when we were growing up, you'd have to be gay for a man to say that to another man. So that blinkered attitude bred a bit of cynicism. If you were talking about anything soppy, someone would have to make a joke of it, just to ease the embarrassment in the room. But there's a longing in the lines. If you were here today, and I'm holding back the tears no more, because it was very emotional, writing this song. I was just sitting there in that bare room thinking of John and realizing I'd lost him. And that was a powerful loss. So to have a conversation with him in a song was a form of solace. Somehow I was with him again. And if I say I really loved you, there it is, I've said it, which I would never have said to him. It's a very charged experience to perform this song in concert. It's just me and a guitar. In the current show, I do Blackbird and then Here Today. And I'm stuck in the middle of a great big arena with all these people, and a lot of them are crying. It's always very sentimental, nostalgic, an emotional moment.